も風を裂いて翼のように夢を描くよ時代静止進む黒宝というお嬢探しに行こう島の影鋼の方で希望を揺らして海賊の笑顔自由の証今日もごちそう仲間と笑顔揺れるコンパス胸が
Hello all, welcome to another episode of Fabula Ultima, Veilstrom, where we last left our heroes. They had been shanghaied by a band of monks who were apparently corrupted by some kind of plant deity or entity of some kind, which tried to take control of them as well. This all went horribly wrong for them. When our intrepid band of heroes decided to set fire to their entire island and their god tree. After they did that, the remaining monks kind of passed out, but something living at the base of the tree hauled itself out on root-like tentacles and poised itself to attack. So that is where we were, facing off against the final boss, and it seemed like a good place to take a break. All right, let's bring in the players.
Well, to be fair, we were provoked. So.
Hello.
You could have just surrendered and been taken over by a plant god. What's wrong with that?
No.
There's job security in it. What do you want?
Well, plus when the crazy kids start burning down the tree.
Well, that is also true.
Well, the problem is they wouldn't leave me alone.
Well, that's great. So this is the first time we're streaming to Kick, and immediately we got spam.
We got banned. We were banned.
Never change internet. Never change. Spammed. Yeah. All right. So let's have a look. Yeah. So Quinn was flying around the burning branches of the tree. Everyone else was down at the bottom between this tree creature and your ship on the docks, while burning petals and branches and things fall all around you, and monks writhe around on the floor clutching their heads. Does anyone want to check anything before we drop into combat?
I don't think we really have time for it. So.
No, but you may have questions. You may not remember the scene quite right, or
we all get a Fabula point.
I just got to get my cards.
Yeah, so you'll
together.
get a Fabula point, so that will help.
I forgot the Fabula point.
I only have 7 of those.
Only?
Oh no! Spend them.
I had like 14 of them at one point. That's why I started spending them like crazy.
Yeah, the more you spend, the more XP everyone gets. So, all right.
Hey, look, you got a kick response already.
Yes, the spam.
Yeah.
And remember, Devlin, you got that belt now. So when you roll initiative for us, you get +4.
That and I believe we still have the gun set to Earth.
You want to bring Doss in? He's
No,
already got a
well-
character.
Do you already have a character, Dashworthen?
I believe he does.
And of appropriate level?
Of appropriate level, probably not, but he does have a character.
He
Higher
could
or
have grabbed
lower?
one of ours.
Probably lower. He's probably got a starting character.
You can come in if we can sort you out with a character.
Yeah, I can pop him the.
Yeah, if you
The
someone
stream
can pop
link.
in the link. Hello, DJ. And yeah, Wolfen, T-shirt will be in touch. Hopefully you can join us. I will delay the commencing of combat until
Link dropped. Hey, DJ. It's good to see you,
Should
bud.
be level 8.
sorry, what was that, Caster?
We should be level 8 for Das Wolfen.
Okay.
But just to clarify, confirm, should I still have the temporary firearm?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it doesn't make sense for it to just fall apart.
Just because Bal's not here.
Yeah. Bao stands off to one side, completely transfixed by the enormous destruction going off in the tree.
I'm starting to think maybe I should work on getting that level of Tinkerer down the road.
I get by without it.
I mean, I do have an open job slot available, so it might not be a bad idea that I can just kind of carry my own.
Yeah. He's just drawing ahead of time.
Yeah. Well, you get to draw your hand.
Card up your sleeve.
Yeah, it's not a great hand, but I've got a pair there, so that'll be useful.
Is T-shirt crackling for anyone else?
Not really.
Am I
Not that I
crackling?
noticed.
Nope.
Everyone's crackling for me, so
Okay.
probably a problem at my end.
You got too much stuff running.
My phone could be too close. Hello.
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 Hey, Das.
This would be the character I generated. Now let me get rid of my advertising. Sorry.
There's only one channel we're advertising for, and that's me.
What level is the character?
He's just starting 5, but I can add levels to him real quick if you need him to.
Shouldn't make too much difference, but we're level 8,
8.
I think.
Yeah.
9.
No, 8.
Oh, I'm
8.
level 9.
Yeah, we're still supposed to be 8, June.
Oh.
We'll probably hit 9
Alright.
at the end of this.
Lower level.
I was about to say Bal's 9.
No, everybody was supposed to be 8 because I've been here for every game and we got the same amount of experience every time. So
It
Oh.
doesn't matter if you've been here for every game. We get the same amount of XP anyway.
yeah, no, but you know what I
So-
mean. I haven't missed anything, so
So
You're keeping
everyone
track
should be
of
the same level. But
yeah.
yeah.
So everybody-
Yeah, if you just want to add those levels quick. And
He's getting
Okay.
I've nearly finished Clout Obscure. And it's given me feels, which not many games do. So
Well, good. I can't wait until you get to play Fall of Avalon because Tainted
Yeah.
Grail is really, really good.
is there a strong modding community for it, or would it be alright playing it on PlayStation?
I'm sure there probably will be pretty soon because, it's like I said, it's got the same vibes as Skyrim, so
Mm.
it's got really good voice acting too. I've started to get into more of the actual game.
You know when your PC needs to be upgraded when you play an indie game that was developed by one person and you can't run on the highest settings. Like I was like, oh, I'm gonna play this ghost hunting game. It'd be pretty cool. I bought the first game by the dev. We'll try and get another one, second one, and I'm like, oh no, why is my PC running so hot? I hear the fan running constantly.
That's not always the case because even the small devs don't always optimize. So.
Yeah, I suppose. It's
Oh
just
no!
like-
Why is my why is my
like-
computer overheating? It's only the start menu.
Yeah. Starfield.
Yeah. Oh. I think Starfield could have been so much better. It just, the shame.
It was just,
It just-
something nobody wanted.
Yeah.
In most ways, it felt like a game that was for the previous generation or even the previous one before that.
Yeah.
Like the cities don't feel like cities.
Mm-mm.
And not enough thought went into the alien worlds and things.
See, I don't necessarily mind that it could be somewhat barren of a space game, but it has to have some population, some kind of ruins and outposts, and like building your own settlements would be really cool. But they just like, oh, it's just an outpost. That's it. Done.
It, I hate to Crawford it, but if they'd used the stars without numbers setting instead, it would have been way better because that has the whole collapsed world, civilizations, and everything else. Would have been perfect.
Drink.
Yep.
I can't. I've run out, and the new bottle is in the kitchen.
I was about to say, grim without alcohol. What is this world coming to?
I'm not much of a drinker.
I've bumped him up to 8.
Hang on. So you up to speed?
Yeah, I bumped him up to 8. He's Guardian 5, Weapon Master 3.
Okay. Right. You were one of the hitherto unknown crew members on their stolen ship, Zeitgeist. Were you listening to the introduction?
Unfortunately not. But
Okay. So they were on their way to recover an old engine from before one of the many disasters that have befallen this world. When they stopped off at what appeared to be a kindly temple of monks who turned out to be in the sway of some kind of plant god of some kind, which then tried to take them over as well. They harshly rejected its advances and set fire to the whole of their giant tree temple.
as you do.
Yeah, the monks have kind of collapsed, clutching their heads and screaming in agony. And whatever the plant god thing was inside the tree has hauled itself out of the burning wreckage and appears to be a sort of gigantic root ball with dozens of glowing green eyes and is pulling itself by its root tentacles towards the group. And so you're joining straight into the middle of a combat. So let's do that, shall we?
My first action, I will soil myself. No.
Test your might.
Gotta find the sweet spot with the sound levels. All right, it's an initiative check, which is a group check. So whoever has the best initiative should roll. Everyone else also rolls against the same number, and each person who succeeds adds 1 to the total for the person with the highest success. The initiative difficulty is in here somewhere.
That was 10. But...
I think it was 10. Yeah.
Hey, memes and snacks. Hey, it's good to see you guys. A lot of people popping up on my channel over there. Playing some Fabula Ultima today, guys.
Is it Dex plus Dex? I forgot because I just
Dex Insight.
Dex Insight, yep.
So I rolled a 9 for. Wait, no, I'm sorry, 6. Wait, 6. Sorry, no, 9.
Okay.
Which is it?
It's the third 9, not the second 9.
Remember to add the +4 for the belt.
That's what I had to remember. Like, I have to do math?
Well,
So is it 13 or 9?
9.
no, that's still wrong because it's +4. If you rolled a 6, +4 is 10.
Okay.
Your roll on the dice.
With the belt, I have total 9.
Oh,
No,
they're spurging out so bad.
So
Did anyone else succeed on their initiative roll?
I got
No.
it.
D10.
No, because I've got a -2 to my initiative, so my adjusted was only a 9.
I got a 10.
Well, in that case, what I got was a 6.
I got a 10.
Okay. So that brings you up to 10, which is equal with the root mind. And it's the kind of game where the heroes win on that sort of situation. So, all right. Who wants to go first?
I'm already ready to go.
have at it.
All right, so I'm going to throw Magic Pair, which is a free attack with a weapon I have equipped. If it deals damage, well,
It bounces
let's
off
try
with
that
a
first.
fruity smash noise.
What?
You throw a pair at it. It
No.
bounces off.
No, pair of cards. So anyway, go at it with my chef's knife, because it's how I roll.
Yep.
Let me see.
its Physical defense is 6.
I got 9.
All
I
right.
guess a hit.
And there's a hit. How much damage?
Okay, so let me see. It's high roll plus 4, so that makes it 10. However, let's see. It's a free attack with a weapon. If this attack deals damage, I choose a suit among the resolved cards. All damage dealt by the attack becomes the matching suit. So let me see. I got hearts and I got clubs. Hearts is fire, so we'll give it 10 points of fire.
Okay. And it is vulnerable to fire, so that is doubled.
And because that's a free attack, does that mean I get to go again?
Was that as part of the card cast?
Yeah.
Then I think you get the effect on top of the stab.
And that's it? Yeah. Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because it would be too powerful otherwise, I think.
Yeah, because Jun has a similar effect where you can cast a spell and strike with your sword at the same time because the spell goes through the sword or something
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, you have to use an action to do your card
Yeah.
to do your card thing. So.
Where's its actions list?
Spent 10 mind points for that. So
Yeah. Okay. All right, its turn. Sorry, it's a boss, so it has powers which I need to figure out.
This is why I kind of like OSR games better, because they're more simple and you're just going to make up stuff by description.
It begins to see everyone as a Japanese schoolgirl and remembers that it has tentacles.
oh, please.
Right. It curls in on itself, glows bright green, and then a pulse of green energy fires out in all directions from it.
And completely misses me. Yay!
All right.
I really need better audio.
Rubbish roll. Okay, if 7 beats your magical defense, does it?
It does not.
Okay. Does it beat anyone's defense?
No.
It does not
No.
beat mine either, no.
Nope.
Okay. So a huge pulse of green energy goes off and does precisely fuck all. It sort of stops and looks at its tentacles as if, what? That was supposed to do something impressive. What happened? All right, who wants to go next?
Boy, that would have hurt if that had hit us, I bet.
Yeah. As it was, it just looked impressive.
Well, I've got no problem going next. And what I think old Devlin's going to do is probably go running up to try and use his little fire pistol to burn at or burn off some of the tentacles. So try to limit its movement.
Okay,
Little fire, baby.
go for it. Its defense is 6, a whole 6.
So I got 2d10s and I get a +3. And I'm dropping dice again.
This is why I do this stuff digitally. It's hard to
Roll
drop
the
dice
10.
when they're on the internet.
10 total.
Okay, well, that's a hit. How much damage?
Let's see, 6 plus. Let's see, 16 fire.
Add
So
another
it's-
5 to that because of my arrow hex. Because that's still raging.
Then 21.
Okay. So 42 damage. All right, so you charge up alongside Niall and open fire on the clusters of roots that are reaching towards you all, burning them back. Shrieking, spitting noise comes from the ball at the center of it all. Right. Let's go. Let me just check something here. Okay. Unhappy with the result of its last attempt to blast you all with green magic, it tries again. Withdrawing slightly from the battle as you burn away the fringes of its roots and unleashing another blast of energy. Does 12 beat anyone's magical defense?
It does.
Oh, yeah.
It tied.
I could lie and say it misses.
Okay. So if it's equal, you win. If it got over your magical defense, you lose your next turn.
Oh, man.
And you take 7 points of darkness damage.
Well, that's going to make the next turn go by a whole lot quicker.
So it doesn't hurt, but that much anyway. But your neurons are all fried. Your vision goes double or even triple. You lose your equilibrium and sway about, desperately trying to stay up on your feet. Right. Was anyone who's unaffected need to take a
That
go?
would be me.
Me too.
All right.
How much?
Who wants to go first?
I spent. I'll go first. I'll go ahead. I spend 5 mind points for a free action, and I am going to engage my breach. It's a free attack with a melee weapon you have equipped, which of course is my bronze sword. Must target a single creature. If the attack is successful, it deals no damage. You choose one option: destroy one shield, equip the target, or destroy the target's armor, or wherever it suffers damage from a source before the start of your next turn. The source deals level times 2, so it'd be 2 extra damage.
Yeah.
'Cause I've only got 1 level in it.
So you crack a hole in its tough, planty bark.
Yeah.
Yes. Is that automatic, or do you still need to roll to hit?
I still have to roll hit. That's what I'm rolling
Okay.
now. That would be a 15.
That's definitely a hit because you need to beat 6. So it does no damage, but weakens it, right?
Yeah. Basically, I jumped up and I thrust my sword into one of its eyes.
Yeah, you cleave through a few protecting tendrils, drive your sword deep into one of the green eyes. Sap flows out, and it crackles with some kind of electricity-like energy deep within. Yes, you took 7 damage from dark damage from the magical attack.
Thank you.
All right, it's go.
Actually, I have a quirk.
Yep.
I'm a revenant,
Okay. Good to
so
know.
I don't take dark damage.
Ping.
I am vulnerable to light, though, so I take double damage from that.
All right. Let's see. Right. While you're stunned and reeling, or have used up your attacks, it uses its. Let's see. 1, 2. Fourth action. It withdraws slightly. It shivers and trembles. A whole bunch of leaves erupt all over its surface. The light in the area seems to dim for a moment, and then the leaves curl up and fall off it. But it looks healthier than it did a minute ago. A lot of its scars have closed up. Right, is there anyone else who can take a go?
Yeah, I still have to go.
All right, go for it.
I'm going to throw another arrow hex on it. So that's another 5 of my MP. And increases now to do an extra 10 damage for fire and bolt damage. And Drakon will flame it.
Okay.
And there's an extra 2 damage from my my breach.
So Dracon's got 19 to hit it.
That's very definitely a hit.
All right. So he does the 12. So 22. And then the extra 10 I put is 32. And then 2 from you. So that's 34 double.
So 68.
Vulnerable to fire, right?
Yeah. So that just annihilated all of its healing it just did, and a bit more.
Mm.
Right, it is engulfed in flames. More of the tendrils shrivel back. More of that shrieking sound, like
And the wind is
gas
just howling
escaping
around
from
it.
a green log. Yeah. It decides that you and Drakon are clearly the primary threat. You have 1 action left. Alright. It curls back a bunch of roots, forms them into a spire, and then explodes the end of them, sending splinters showering towards Drakon. Does 13... Does 15 hit Drakon?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it's nine. He takes 19 health of damage as he's pierced by dozens of splinters. That's one other thing.
What is Drakon, class-wise?
An elemental, actually.
Oh, okay.
Technically.
He's the pet of Quinn.
I'm not quite with it today, as you may have gathered. Right, and Drakon is shaken, so his willpower die type goes down by 1 until
Can't
that's
get any lower.
fixed. Okay. Right. So, new turn. Everyone who was stunned, that's now gone, but you can't take a go until next turn.
You guys let me go again. I'm gonna throw another hex on.
I have no choice but to let you go again because I can't do anything.
I hex him again, and Drakon flames again.
Okay. Go for it.
17.
That's definitely a hit.
Okay. So then 9 is the highest. So that means he does 19 plus 15 is 34 plus 2 is 36. times 2 again.
So 72 damage.
Remember, now all bolt and fire attacks have extra 15 damage on them.
Yeah. All right. Now it shrieks in agony as you and Drakon flambe it again. I am going to spend 2 of its ultimate points. So I think you guys get extra XP because of that. At the end of the game. Right. Yeah, it draws back, slams its roots into the ground, and siphons life energy from whatever's left of the life energy in the tree. At the same time, it shoots up another root spire and explodes it, aiming for Drakon. Does a 10 hit him?
Yep.
Okay, that is 15 points of
Drakon
damage.
frees the fiend.
Okay. Covered in splinters and shrieking in pain, Drakon dives through the smoke and fire and disappears from the scene for the time being. All right. Who's next?
That would be me, I guess. I'm just going to do a standard attack.
All right. Go for it.
Does an 11 hit?
Yes. So how much
Okay.
damage?
Looks like HR plus mod would be 6 plus... That can't be right. Only 6, I guess.
What's the mod for the bronze sword then?
Well, the bronze sword doesn't have any... it's just plain.
Okay. I thought it had small bonus. Basic weapons. Bronze sword. HR plus 6. So what was your high roll?
Oh, my high roll was an 8. So,
Okay, so 14 damage.
14.
Does Quinn's Hex still apply, or is it only for...
It's only fire and bolt.
Okay.
So we should be trying to do fire and bolt damage.
All right, you cleave through a bunch of fire-blackened roots and hack them apart, keeping them away as best you can from the stunned members of your party. None of the rest of you have particularly impressed it yet. It thinks it's dealt with Drakon, which it regarded as the main threat. So
Can I cast Flare on it?
it's its turn. But
Oh, never mind.
yeah, all right. It thrusts another tangle of roots into the middle of you and explodes them, aiming for Devlin. So that is...
Uh-oh.
Does 13 hit you?
Yes, 13
Yes,
hits.
it does. I can see. I keep forgetting that's there. That's 9. Take 19 health of damage, and you're shaken. Your willpower is reduced to die type until you get a chance to recover.
Actually, I can use an ability here.
Yeah.
I'm going to use Protect from my Guardian, and I'm going to take that.
Okay. So you take the 19 damage and are shaken. Yeah. All right. So yeah, Devlin sees this mass of roots hurtling towards him, and then suddenly there's the hulking great guy from your crew in the way who takes the hit heroically for you.
Devlin will remember.
Everybody liked that. Okay. All right. Who wants to go next?
Is Devlin still unable to act for a turn, or was that for last one?
It was last
I think
turn.
that was last turn. I've lost track, to be honest.
No, it was last turn because you announced at the beginning of this one that
Yeah.
was done.
Yeah.
Okay.
So shaken doesn't affect my attack, right?
It's just your willpower's 1 die type lower.
Okay. All right. And that's for the scene.
Yeah, until you get a remedy or some other effects, or until you get a chance to rest. But who's going to go then?
I was going to cast Flare on the monster.
Go for it.
Okay.
About to see, are we on turn 3?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think.
So that's 20 mind points. I'm down to 12 mind points. And
Yep.
to do this...
Big combat's pretty quick in this.
Yeah, but we're only on turn 2. Not
Okay.
3. Because I've cast Hex twice.
I can actually do something on turn 3 because turn 2 I was kind of stopped.
Yeah, and 1 on my last turn.
Okay, so high roll plus 25, and I need to roll willpower and insight, right?
For magic, typically, but some
Yeah.
things differ. It
Because
should
you
say
just
on your
state
sheet.
with the rules right there, so I need to fix that and change the sheet. Okay, here we go. 1d8 plus 1d6.
Its magic defense is 12.
Okay. That's a 5. I'm gonna re-roll by spending a Fabula point.
And what trait are you invoking for that?
Trait. Probably like hope, I suppose. Hope that we can
Yep.
defeat this monster.
Go for it.
Okay.
You put your faith in your magic and re-roll.
13.
Well, that's going to be a hit then. How much damage?
8 plus 25. So it's
So
total
32 damage.
Yeah,
What type is it?
fire.
Okay. Note to self: fireproof monsters.
So it adds 15 more damage from my Hex, and then it gets your double.
Okay. All right. It reaches crisis. Turns red, and black smoke starts pouring out of it in all directions, and it quivers and makes angry noises. Its attacks gain multi 2, and it is now resistant to bolt and dark magic as well. And it's its go. Its third action. All right. It didn't like that, Jun, and it sends a pair of its newly reinvigorated root bundles towards you.
Grim, you know you can't change the weaknesses of the monsters because in JRPGs, especially the old ones, fire is the ultimate weapon against everything.
Yes, well. It's criticals is when it's a double over 6, isn't it? Or is that a different game?
Critical's double over 6.
Okay. Which creates an opportunity, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I was gonna say I didn't really think that NPCs could create opportunities. I figured that was just for the players.
Critical success, page 40. No, it's just automatically successful and apply the effects of an opportunity. So, strikes Jun. Does a 9 hit you as well?
I believe so. Yep, it does.
Okay.
Unless it's a physical attack, in which case it doesn't hit.
It's a physical attack.
Oh, then it didn't hit.
Okay, so just the double 6 one did. So you neatly duck under one root bundle, but while you're doing that, the second one, which you weren't expecting, So this is the first turn it gained multi-attack. Sneaks in from the side and smashes into you. You take 16 health of damage.
Okay.
Are shaken, which drops your willpower dice by 1 level for the time being.
Okay.
And when it strikes you, some of its rage from being put into that mode affects you as well, reducing your dexterity and insight each by 1 die type.
Oh no.
And you are enraged.
Well, I don't believe my insight can go any lower.
Raging June.
And that's as low as it goes. All right, who's next?
I shall go.
All right.
Okay. Second verse, same as the first. Throwing down a pair.
Will it blend?
Yes, will it land? So, attacking, and I'm kind of guessing 8's not going to hit.
Is it magic or physical attack?
Well, it's a physical attack.
Then it hits.
Okay. So that ends up being, let's see, HR plus 4 is 9. And it's 9 points of fire damage again.
So you add 15 to it and then double it.
So 24, 48 points of damage. All right. For all of its rage, it seems to be faltering. The root bundles are getting thinner. There is sticky sap everywhere. It's a mess. All
Despite all its rage, it is still just a tree in a cage.
Right. In its rage, it lashes out reactively towards Niall. What is your physical defense?
I've only got a 8. My silk shirt doesn't provide a lot of defense.
No, but it does look very fly.
It does. It looks very cool. Orange.
Take. So you're struck twice. Take a total of 37 health of damage.
Do I have to?
Yes, unless Zerin wants to
What was
slide
the roll
into your
to hit?
DMs and
Can I
take the hit.
drag Quinn in front of me to take all my damage?
What was the roll to
It's
hit?
way up in the air.
There were 2 rolls to hit. One of them was 15.
Okay, yeah, that's
That was the lowest one.
okay. Yeah, I've got the hit points. I'll protect.
Okay, so
Oh.
you took the lowest hit. So you take 17 health, and Neil still takes 20. The root bundle roars
I get
in
to strike
frustration.
4 from.
Hmm?
I get to strike 4 from that from my defensive mastery.
Okay. So ping, not quite as bad of a hit as it could have been. All right, who's up next?
Well, I suppose Devlin might as well go. Taking and shooting over Zarin's shoulder to blast out some more of the roots.
Go for it.
He's got one gimmick and he's really good at it.
Shooty.
8. I'm assuming a 20 is gonna hit.
Yes, that will very definitely hit.
And
How much
it's critical.
damage?
Let's see, 9 plus 10, so it'll be 19 damage, 19 fire damage.
So
So
plus 15, doubled.
29, 34, 68.
He rolled 20. Was that in doubles? 'Cause if so,
Yeah, that's a critical, which then creates an opportunity as well. But it's purely academic. Right, you level your gun over Zaren's shoulder and just unload from it. It shakes itself to pieces in the process because Bao's, workmanship isn't the best when he's in a hurry. But you shoot away several of the tentacles that try to get in the way, and then the final shot, just as the gun rattles to pieces, hits it right in the center of its massive eyes and its root ball, and it just explodes and shrivels away in all directions, showering you all in sticky sap.
It died?
It's dead.
Awesome. Do any of the monks get up as if they're like depossessed or whatever?
Some of them just lay unconscious on the ground. Others stagger to their feet. A few move to the scattered remnants of the root ball and sob and try and pick up the roots and stick them back together in a way that is both amusing and just sad.
They're mostly amusing.
I look around. Where's the rest of our crew? Are they okay?
A bunch of the NPC crew were stunned several times by the blasts that went off. They're starting to recover now. Burning remnants of the tree continue to fall all around you.
Well,
I think we need to rest.
what'd you say?
I think we need to rest.
We probably
Yeah.
need to pull back from this tree to rest, though.
That's what the ships are for.
We should probably get on the ship and leave.
Is the ship
Make
now
like a tree
free?
and leave.
Is the ship now free?
Yes.
It's been burnt.
Yeah, the vines are falling away from the ship,
Right.
and
What?
most of the plant life is blackening and shriveling up.
To ensure it all burns to death, I cast another arrow hex and keep the fires burning bright.
The burning hulk of the tree flares as the fire is enhanced again by magic. More branches tumble. One enormous branch slams into the side of the island and tips it up slightly. A couple of monks go tumbling off the side, and a whole bunch of ash and burning remnants slide off before it swings back and rights itself. The crew are shouting for you to come aboard and are throwing ropes over onto the shore. Come on! It's coming down!
Did we rescue all the ones, though, that they had locked up in the basement thing there? Because remember, you had a bunch of them that went into the building and then went downstairs.
I think when the chaos kicked off, they would have had their chance to escape. So, yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
All right. Then you pile on board. Ship's engines start up. The sails unfurl, and you turn as quickly as you can away from the conflagration of the monastery and flee as the heat starts to heat the area in the island's core, and it begins to float upwards, trailing burning branches and flaming petals. Well, I would say that's that adventure over. Right, so everyone gets 5 XP for an adventure. I spent 2 Ultima points. How many Fabula points did you each spend during that adventure?
I don't think I spent any.
I
Yeah.
spent one.
Last
I think I
game,
spent one.
yeah, I think last game though we had a total of 5, but we weren't doing it then.
Yeah, we weren't counting that as the end of the adventure then, but I still need to know. So,
Yeah, I think collectively we had spent 5, if I remember it right.
So a total of 6.
Okay. All right, everyone gets 7 experience points, though I don't know if you want to keep a separate copy of the character sheet in case you want to join us again. But Does anyone want to level up before we proceed on to the next episode?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I was about to say, well,
But I haven't leveled up yet.
let's see, we're almost an hour in. If you want to take your break now, we could do it and level up on our break.
That's a
If
good idea.
everyone has the books, that would be a good idea. It's a bit early for our break, but we can do it.
Yeah, it's a little
Yeah, that's a
early.
good
But...
idea, though.
All right. We should be back in about 15 minutes to kick off the new adventure episode as they sail away from the burning remnants of the island. And, well, they didn't get any loot, but at least they had some fun experiences and some stories to tell.
So, do I get
We
my
should-
junior scouts fire starting badge?
Yes. It's a small round badge with a negative image of Smokey the Bear on it. All right, see you in 15, everyone. And we're back, hopefully.
Hey.
Everyone done updating?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's one. People are muted. Might want to unmute.
Yeah, I'm good.
I think we have a record number of people watching, at least registered as watching to me.
There's no telling how many are watching on other services. But...
No.
Plus, I'm live streaming too, so you might be picking up some extra viewers that way.
Oh no, if you mouse over it, you can see who's coming from where. Let's see, 21 people on X from me, one person on Grim Streams, thank you. One on Twitch, a thumbs up on Facebook, but no viewers. That doesn't make a lot of sense. 28 people via Mr. Shirt on X, and 2 from Mr. Shirt on YouTube.
Nice.
There you go. Quite a people.
Well, I hope they all sub to me because I could use it.
Yes, go and watch us on YouTube where we make money, and subscribe to our channels. Thank you.
You know, the funny part is I haven't used my channel in 12 years. I still got more than T-shirt does.
Thanks.
True. Sorry.
The moment you upload, a whole bunch of those will disappear because that's just how it seems to work.
I gave up on it a long time ago. I keep debating about doing it again, but I've got all the camera and equipment and stuff.
Yeah. All right. So what did we take for our level ups then? Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Witch Queen, you there? Hello? You're muted. Pay attention.
Probably dealing with the dog.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I can basically explain that I took another level of sharpshooter.
Yep.
So I now have the ability warding shot.
What's that do?
I can choose to make any ranged attacks I make. I can opt to have those deal 0 damage, or in exchange for inflicting shaken, slowed, or I can sap an amount of mind points equal to my levels in the ability.
Cool.
So now I have more things I can do with my gun.
I decided to go ahead and dump Weapon Master because it's kind of like it's something I'm not ever really using. So I lost some hit points. I dumped Weapon Master, but I poured all that back into my Asa cards and gourmet stuff. So I've just got 2 classes, but now I can mulligan. So I'm going to try to lean into my mulligans a little bit more to get some cool effects with my Ace of cards.
Cool.
And hopefully do some more gourmet stuff.
I just increased my elemental harmony so that if Drakon is on the scene and I cast healing on somebody, I get to add 10 more points to the healing.
Cool.
So I could heal for 40 points at a time.
Nice.
And I only got 7 XP, so that's not enough for a level.
Well, yeah, but you would have had the same as us, right?
We can equalize it another time if
Yeah. It's no big deal.
Yeah. Witch Queen, are you back? Still muted.
I think you just
All right.
carry on without them.
Let's press on anyway then. Okay, right. And you didn't get any loot from all of that because you burnt everything to the ground. Okay.
We like to be thorough.
That really felt like one of those FU adventures anyway. So it was just there to harm the player. players.
Well, it could have gone differently, but it didn't. So it's no use dwelling on it. One second. I'm also stalling to give Witch Queen a bit of extra time.
Did you all remember to give yourself the extra hit point and MP point?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I had to recalculate all my stuff. So.
Ooh.
That's why I like using this sheet. It does all the calculations for you.
Yeah. Well, I don't have that one, but I'd like it when you get a chance to get it to me.
Yeah, I'll send you a link to the unused one.
Okay.
And when you do, make sure you send a copy my way as well.
Okay.
If you post it in our Week in Geek chat, that pretty much gets it to Grim and and Caster and me. So.
And
yeah,
that's all that matters.
It's true.
All right. So the next episode begins with the Zeitgeist docked at a small aerial station, still deep down in the south. You located the engine and managed to retrieve it without too much trouble. So your cargo hold is currently full of an ancient Magitech engine core with bits of rust and random magical radiation effects going off every so often. It's also making the Zeitgeist a bit slower and more ponderous than it usually is.
Devlin's not very happy about this because he knows the ship could be doing much more than it is, and it's just simply not.
The station that you're staying upon at the moment, while you figure out the best way to travel north without running into more trouble than it's worth, it's called Oil Spire. It's built out of driftwood in a different sense than normal. Some trees and so on concentrate Aerion in their wood, and it makes them float and drift around. Sometimes people put together their own sort of homemade islands and way stations and things out of this stuff. It's a lot better than just waiting for a big rock island to turn up. This one seems to be a very, very far-flung outpost of the Shogunate. It's very primitive compared to their normal level of technology. Mm-hmm. And the people here are clearly, outcasts and rogues and the underclass that does the horrible jobs that no one else likes to do. The whole place stinks of fish oil and whale oil and blubber and blood and all of that kind of nastiness.
So we got to avoid fire right now, right?
Yeah, fire would be bad.
Bad.
Yeah. Instead, they use very low-level magical enchantments to light things at night. So, though they're very proud of the oil that they produce for other people to burn for various other purposes. And you've been staying here a couple of days, making sure that the engine is safe and secure. And,
are we healed up then?
Yes, you can all heal up and have all your magic points back.
Yay.
Is there a place here to buy stuff so we could do our inventory points?
You may replenish your inventory points, but there are no specialist shops for buying anything, particularly special. However, you can buy as much blubber and oil as you would like.
Are my status effects gone?
Yes, all your status effects are gone. What did you take your level in?
I didn't level up though. I only got 7 XP, so I got.
Okay, fair enough.
Yep.
We shall rationalize
smart.
everyone at the start of next session.
Did we get more than just 7?
No.
But you already said you had your character at 9, right, June?
Yeah. So I.
Yeah, so
Maybe-
you were already ahead of everybody for some
Oh.
reason.
So
It's
now-
all good. We'll
The rest of us just hit 9.
Okay.
What?
Because that shouldn't happen, and I didn't know we didn't all level up. So.
we'll
now
reset
you
everyone
know.
to the same. We'll reset everyone to the same level at the start of next session.
Okay.
Okay, and then we'll take it from there with less confusion.
Okay.
All right. A young kid, a runner, with his head shaved back in the shogunate fashion, wearing an oversized tunic and oversized pants, sort of tied up with rope around his legs, comes scurrying along, slipping on the dock where the oil has settled into everything, and stops up short next to your vessel and calls out to whoever's on board. Got a
Pardon me.
message for you.
Proceed.
Come on.
Sure. In the restaurant.
One of the random crew throws down a gangplank for you, and the kid scurries on aboard into your restaurant and looks in wonder, mouth agape at all the things that aren't whale blubber.
You want some noodles, kid?
Noodles? Yes?
Yeah. I don't guess I have to roll to, whip up a batch of spicy noodles.
You can do that. Fine.
Yeah.
What are you going to treat him to, though? Just spicy noodles?
Yeah, just, our regular old spicy noodles. I mean, he doesn't look obviously injured or out of mana or anything, does he?
No.
So, no reason to waste magic.
No, maybe a touch of scurvy, but that's all. Alright, he's forgotten all about his message when you serve up the noodles, and he slurps them all down with obvious gusto.
You said you had a
And then just
message? You
He's
said
about
you
to
had a
lapse into
message?
a food coma. Oh, yeah. Captain Vok. He's in the blowhole. He wanted to meet someone from your crew. Says he's got a job for you.
Oh, Bao's not here, so Devlin, you should go. You should go check.
Yeah, Devlin's pretty much our in charge when Bow's
Yeah.
not here.
Bauer's in his bunk, staring at the ceiling, going, "Fire!" and has been since you left the monk island.
All right, so Devlin's gonna go throw on his cleanest coat, and then he'll hop off to go and see into this. So, tell me, kid, who exactly is this Captain Vok?
Oh, he was a big shot. Was till recent. Lost his ship, his crew, lost everything. He's a right old mess.
So, what does he want with us then?
Don't know, but he paid me a zenit to come and find you, so I did. And I got some noodles into the bargain, so. And he pats his full belly.
Devlin's will look around a moment. Does anyone else want to tag along? You never want to quake one of these things all alone.
Oh, I'll go. Let me go check it out.
Definitely.
Come on, I'll follow you.
The kid looks at Quinn and is like, "Are you part of the crew?"
Yeah. I'm the one who burns everything,
Oh.
but not when I'm cooking. Wait a minute, let me adjust my hat.
We're not allowed to have fire on the drift because everything burns down.
We look at Drakon, who's like flaming.
Yeah. Can you leave him here? I don't think he's safe.
I guess so.
Okay. All right, come on then. I'll take you there.
So I fly above the kid.
You can fly?
Yeah,
How?
because I was raised by dragons.
Get
Yeah,
out
we
of
don't
here.
understand it either.
Yeah. Dracon's my brother.
I cook noodles. I was not raised by noodles.
You sure? Those were really good.
Positive.
You didn't learn the way of the noodle.
Oh no, I had to learn the way of the noodle, but I wasn't raised by them.
Don't
You.
believe him, kid. I sometimes I hear him talking to the noodles.
You think you all enjoy the noodles, but I was raised by the noodles. I was molded by them. I didn't see a sauce until I was a man.
I was born to the noodle.
Meanwhile,
Arr.
quiet, listening to all this talk about other extra weird stuff about everyone in the crew, and she's like, I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna say because they won't care. The kid will be like, oh, that's normal. What are you talking about? Someone from another world. Who cares?
Right. The blowhole is what passes for a tavern in this station. Whaling crews come in, get drunk, have a bit of fun, gamble, all of that kind of stuff, and then leave again. But one man in here seems to have become a fixture. Man isn't exactly accurate. Besides the bat people, there are also the Opta, who are little chibi beetle folk with a hard carapace and a noseless, roughly human-looking face sticking out from under a helmet of carapace.
Jeez.
And this Captain Vok seems to have been one of them. However, he's missing one arm and one leg, and he's horribly scarred, and his chitin is all cracked fairly recently from the looks of it. The lymph inside has leaked out and then hardened, making it look like he was smashed with a hammer and then glued back together. He looks like a cockroach after someone stepped on it. And with his one remaining good arm, he is nursing a gigantic tankard of foamy ale. Here they are, Captain Vox, the crew from that ship. He looks up at you through his one good eye.
That was going to step forward to hold out a hand to shake his. I see your reputation precedes you.
He sets his mug aside, reaches out with his hand and shakes his claw with your hand. Ah, yes. Afraid I don't know your reputation, but has done seen your ship. Seems like a fine vessel. You the captain?
For intents purposes, that would be the just it. Yes.
I mean, he would have been my vote for captain, but apparently we didn't get votes. Just we had a little 16-year-old who decided he was captain.
Well, he's not really captain. He's just leader when he wants to be.
I mean, personally, I'd rather throw him off the edge of the boat, but that's just me.
We tried that and he just flew right back. It doesn't work.
No, not Quinn.
Well, sit. Innkeep, drinks, my friends. My new friends. How old are you, boy?
8.
Yeah, old enough. Give him an ale. The drinks are brought over, and a bowl of rolled skyfish, pickled. Doesn't look particularly appetizing, but Volk helps himself to a couple of them.
Well, you get sick of noodles after a while, so Devlin's going to take one and not reject the hospitality offered.
You take that back. You never get sick of noodles.
Surprisingly pleasant, if a little sharp and vinegary. So, I don't know if the lad told you anything about what happened to me.
He said you lost your ship.
Aye. And the
I've
crew.
heard-
I was the only survivor.
I've heard a great deal of misfortune. tell me, what was it that caused this?
I led a whaling vessel, going after the sky whales in the clouds around here. They come up close to the surface in this area, makes them easier to hunt, or so we thought, until we found one of them was hunting us. We weren't prepared for that. So this great, pale, scaled beast came surging up out of the clouds, rammed into us. Half the crew fell overboard immediately, and then it just tore the decks apart. I barely got away with my life.
So you were hunting the whales?
Aye, that we were.
Oh, then it deserves your right.
Everyone hunts whales here.
Oh, that's
oil.
awful. Why would you hunt the
The
whale?
oil for the meat.
Have you
for
never
the
talked to
bone.
them? Have you never talked to the
them.
whales?
They're whales.
Quinn, don't tell me you didn't realize where some of those noodles come from. We had the whale sauce last week. You remember?
No.
Oh yes. The whale sauce. We made it from the finest of blubber. We pulled from that island 2 stops back.
I don't think you should eat the whales.
Well, it sounds like we've got a reason to do it, because in this case, Captain Vok here was nearly eaten by them.
Aye, and now the beast has a taste for flesh. It'll be hunting after other crews now that it's had a nibble of our sweet flavor.
So tell me, Captain, what was it about our ship that made you want to seek us out?
Well, you ain't a whaling ship. Looks like a warship. Shogunate design. If I'm 3 foot tall, which I am. So it seems like a good choice when we're making war on a whale rather than hunting it. You got cannons, you got crew, you got weapons. Lest I miss my guess, you're a piratical bunch.
Oh, pirate, please. That's such a pointed term. I prefer to be seen as a free sailor of these skies.
Yeah, I'm not a pirate. I'm a cook. Niall told me that it was better to be a cook than a pirate. So I put away the pirate hat and I put the cook hat.
It's better to be a cook than a pirate.
See, he said so too.
Mm-hmm.
So everything I got left, I want to place on revenge on that thing out there.
Where did you last sight it?
I can take you to it. It left a tooth in me. And he reaches into his jacket and pulls out what looks like an enormous horn, but it's some sort of whale tooth.
We'd very much like that. It'll give us an idea of where to head next.
You made a
Put this in your
screenshot of it?
compass. It should lead us right to it.
Well, then that's very good. Hand that to Devlin. I don't want to touch that.
We must come to an accord first. I can provide the bone, the tooth, and I have a weapon that should destroy the beast. Got it from the Bum Bum Guild.
Yes, we're quite familiar with them.
Yeah.
So what do you say? I'll pay you and your Sky Salt crew 2,000 zenit and anything else I has to my name.
$2,000, you say? Devlin sits back. He seems to run some numbers. Quinn, what? Tell me, what do you think? You're my numbers guy.
The 8-year-old kid is your numbers guy?
Yeah, I was about to say.
1, I can count to 1. 2, I can count to 2.
I think his plan is that he's going to winnow the money out of Quinn so that we can get the most and he gets nothing or the little.
I don't know if we gotta kill we got to kill one of those nice whales, it better be much more than 2,000. That's not much.
I mean, I've never
It
tried
ain't
to cook
nice
a whale.
It took my legs. It took me arm. It took me eye. It took me crew. It took me shit. It's taken everything bar me virginity. And I want to see it dead.
Good.
Devlin's gonna
Come-
stop and turn to Quinn. It's like, look, kid, he's on hard times here. Don't you think it's worth it for that?
I said we could go, but it'd be worth more than 2,000.
That's all I got.
Calm down, Captain Ahab.
You can have me peg leg.
I'm good, thanks.
It's up to you, Devlin.
You can have the buttons off me jacket. You can have me harpoon gun.
The harpoon gun would be pretty nice.
A harpoon would be nice. If we can mount, I thought, you know what? I like the cut of your jib there, Captain. That he holds out a hand. I think we can make an arrangement.
All right. He clasps hands with you, shakes, and hands you the whale tooth. Plus, if we manage to take the beast intact, you can have the value of the corpse into the bargain.
Well, I mean, I've never tried cooking with whale before, but I bet it would be tasty, so why not?
It's very difficult. They ain't got thumbs. They can't hold a spoon.
Right. Everybody's comedian.
But not everyone has been masticated on by a whale. So,
I just noticed I've been muted this whole time.
Oh no.
oh, sorry. Just thought you were being the strong and silent type. Was there anything you wanted to throw in to the discussion that you tried to and we missed?
No, it's just I was coming along as the guardian, so the strong silent type works.
Yeah, just stand there, arms folded, look scary. Right. Well, let's have it away to your ship. Get that thing plugged in and go and find this big white bastard.
That sounds reasonable to me. Quinn, be a dear lad, and show the captain here to the ship.
Okay, I bob along. Wait for him to catch up.
It takes him a long time because he's got one mangled. Well, he's kind of lost both legs. He's got one mangled leg and a peg leg. So yeah, it takes him a very long time to get anywhere.
You know,
But he
that's
hobbled.
why we're not supposed to be pirates, because we don't want to look like you.
I weren't a pirate. I were a whaler.
Oh, that seems worse.
Not normally. Normally, these gentle creatures never see it coming.
That makes it better?
Yeah, makes it safer.
I think you're a lowlife.
Well, you would think that. You can fly.
Uh-huh.
I can't.
This way, because they said so.
Right, yeah. Right. So Vok arrives at the ship with Quinn, makes his way on board, leaves the tooth in the navigation room, and hobbles on to the front of the ship and stares out into the sky. Presumably, you reconvene on the bridge and inform everyone who wasn't there, including the NPC crew, as to what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I asked them who's got a taste for a whale.
Well, one of the crew goes, "Shut up! She was not that fat."
How dare you call her that?
How dare you, sir? She's Rubenesque, buxom, curvaceous, even. But whale?
Devlin
We just
points
call
to
it
that.
more. It's just more cushion for the pushing. Come on now.
Now then, I think that means you've got the experience on hand, so I think you'll be manning the harpoon.
Fuck. What?
Have at it, Quinn.
That's the point. You don't have harpoons, you have cannons. So
Can we mount a harpoon gun?
Well, he said he was bringing his harpoon.
well, he's bringing his harpoon gun, but that's a sort of more manual level. He has enough favors that he can buy you a harpoon cannon to add onto your deck. Because, why not get a vessel upgrade? That happens a lot in games. So let me just find his harpoon gun and scale it up to ship size. There we go, harpoon shot. And find the stats for the Zeitgeist.
It seems to me that it should probably instill slow or some effect like that.
Yeah. Oh, come on, where are you? Ah, there it is. Okay, so ramming prow, small cannons, gravitic magic attack, and now a harpoon cannon. All right. We need to level up the Zeitgeist, actually. Let me just do that quickly.
No.
Yes. Unless you want to go into battle with a much weaker ship than it could be.
Nope. I'm good. Level
No?
up. That's fine.
You're okay? All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Characters. This will just take a minute. I should have thought of this and done it during the break.
So, Gaster, you seen what I've been sending you on X?
Oh, no, I have not been checking X.
Yeah, check X.
Is it more goblins?
No,
Is he sending you short stack goblins?
I am.
That's some vital information, T-shirt. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. I knew you'd appreciate that.
A man of culture.
Yes, well, you know.
Man of wealth and taste. Well, taste. Well, a man.
Well, yeah, I'm definitely not a man of wealth.
Okay, so if we put that up 2 levels. He gets more health.
I'm learning that my new sound mixer has custom buttons.
Awesome.
I thought about getting one of those, but
I blame the common nerd.
yeah, he was fun being on the show yesterday.
Should add him to the group.
You think so? Okay. Yeah, why not? I shall.
Let's make your cannon attack multi because it's banks of cannon, right? For leveling up.
So then, hypothetically, if I have the ability to increase a multi on my attacks, could I do that with the cannon or no?
Yes, it's so long as you're the one making the primary attack.
Okay.
So then you couldn't be piloting at the same time.
Gotcha. Because I got an ability that lets me increase a multi-shot.
Fabu. And let's also give the ability to heal itself, basically. You can command the crew to patch everything and try and hold the ship together. It costs the ship 5 magic points and heals 20 hit points to the ship. So you can do that as a ship action. Sound good? So you've now got the harpoon cannon, which has been fitted. Your small broadsides now do multi-attack. You have more hit points, and the ship can heal itself. Sort of. The crew scamper around and heal everything.
Oh man, I was hoping we had like some kind of magic nanite stuff that could like.
Well, maybe.
That is true.
It is a shogunate ship.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it can release spirits or enchanted nanites, or it can use its gravity attack to hold the ship together or something. Whatever.
Yeah.
It can heal damage. That's the important thing here. All right. Well, Devlin's acting captain. Any other prep or anything now that the harpoon's fitted? The ship's all up to date.
Does anyone need to refill their IP?
No, we did
Anyone?
that down.
Beulah?
I don't.
I haven't spent any of mine.
All right. So a few barrels of pickled blubber and you're ready to set sail. And maybe a cookbook for Neil. Whale 100 Ways.
Have to write a book on it. Actually, the crew's going to be sick of eating whale after serving it up. Okay, it's month 2. Still haven't finished this thing off.
1,000 ways to eat 1,000-pound whale.
No, more like, several 100 tons.
Oh, what do we have here, Neil? Well, sir, today I'm offering a frosted blowhole with noodles in an ambergris reduction.
If these
Whale tartare.
If these whales are the size of a blue whales are 300 tons on average.
Yeah.
All right.
Or are they like sperm whales?
We're just going to make sure we try to not fight it over top of an island, so when it...
All right. Well, Vok confines himself to the prow, staring out into the sky ahead as you set sail. All right. So we need the travel rules. Which are very similar to Ryutama. Lots of things are very similar to Ryutama, actually.
I reduced the dice dice roll for travels by 1 size.
Yeah. So this is going to be the equivalent of the open sea. So it would normally be a D12, which means it's a D10.
I got a 6.
Okay. On a 6 or higher, you encounter a danger. On a 1, you make an unexpected discovery. So you're going to run into a danger before you get to the whale, but I'm also going to use a clock to see how quickly you track the whale. So, can you also make a ship piloting roll? Probably Dex and Insight.
Let's see. Okay, yep, both 10s.
Okay.
6 and 2 for 8.
Okay. You are able to track it directly using the tooth in the compass, so it shouldn't take too long to find it. All right. You're a couple of days out. Vok has rarely left the prow of the ship. He just stands there staring and thinking dark and unsavory thoughts the whole time. I did gen up some travel encounters. Where have they gone? Okay. So after a couple of days sailing, one of the lookouts calls down from the crow's nest to the bridge. Captain, there's a ship to starboard, right down in the cloud sea, but I can see her masts and I can make out the shape.
Under what flag do they fly?
Can't see a flag, sir.
It must be pirates.
We should hoist the world's equivalent of Jolly Roger to show that we're pirates too.
Let's give that a wide berth.
Hello, my fellow kids.
Now, what could you have instead of Jolly Roger? Happy Larry. Hoist the Happy Larry. Pirate flag's a pirate flag. Skull and crossbones, but you get to personalize it. All right. So you wisely steer far away from that ship and leave its mysteries to some other crew of more adventurous souls. Can you make another travel and another piloting roll, please?
Oh, keep track of all the piloting checks so that I can get ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Travel 7-1 for 8.
Okay.
And 5 and 3 for 8 for piloting.
Okay.
So 8 and 8.
Yeah. You only need to roll the 1 dice for the travel encounters.
Sorry, used to
roll 2.
I'm so used to 2 dice for everything in this. In which case, how about I re-roll it just to not?
Okay.
Let's see. I rolled a 2 and let's see. Skill SL +1 for discovery. So discovery, we get a discovery.
Okay. All right. Still haven't found the whale, but you're definitely getting closer.
I thought I was muted. I was asking, do we have enough rum for the entire trip to find the whale?
Depends how much you want to drink.
Gotta keep the spirits of the crew up.
By keeping the spirits in the hold down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We drain the spirits to keep them up.
Okay. Another 2 days sailing amongst the clouds. And then, late in the night, Devlin's awoken by one of the crew knocking on the cabin door.
This better not be another cloud you think is a whale.
No, sir. I sort of did see one that looks like a goat, but I didn't see one that looks like a whale.
It looks like a goat.
Goat, you say?
Yes, a big one, made of clouds.
All right, I'll be right there.
But that's not what I came to wake you for, sir.
This better be a great goat.
The goat doesn't matter, sir. Eventually, you shamble onto the bridge, and whoever takes night duty is probably there as well. And the lookout points off to starboard. In the far distance, in the night sky, you can faintly make out glowing lights. A whole cluster of them.
Do we have any eyes on it? Has anyone manned the telescope yet?
He hands you the telescope. They're a bit closer now, sir. Can you make an insight roll, please?
3.
3. Okay, you left the lens cap on. It's like, no, the night is too dark. You cannot make anything out.
I can go see what it is. Shoom! Off I go.
All right. Quinn takes to the air in his pajamas, with Drakon swooping after him, and they rapidly disappear off in the direction of the lights. After a short time, your eyes adjust and the shapes begin to resolve. There are enormous, great jellyfish, a cluster of them, floating above the clouds with tendrils draped down beneath them. The way the wind's blowing, they will cross paths with the zeitgeist before too long.
Hey, Mr. Jellyfish, what are you doing?
Do you speak jellyfish?
Yes, I speak.
Speaks any animal.
They barely have brains, though, so I don't know what they would...
Single syllable words.
It's an ethereal jellyfish, therefore it speaks in a magical tongue. Because they have no brains, they have a magical essence. I don't know, something like that.
It has no mouth, but it must scream.
Okay, so you say, "Hi, Mr. Jellyfish, what's going on?" And it goes, "What?
Are you looking for something? You're floating along here.
Look?
Are you trying to get food?
Food.
There's something coming by, though, that's not food, and if you try to eat it, it's going to hurt you. So I want to make sure you sail past it.
Oh.
Can you sail past it? And I point out the ship.
Huh?
It's coming. I'll hang on there while the ship starts to get close enough they can see it or sense it.
Can stay there that entire time. Get hit by the ship.
Well, I'm just trying to make sure
cook jellyfish.
they don't attack the ship.
So the rest of you, see these things as they get closer. Big bioluminescent migratory jelly ships. A good dozen of them floating in an armada. And you're going to cross paths with them.
Okay, those look kind of dangerous.
Yeah, they're trailing great long filaments down into the cloud sea below.
Do the filament cause the cloud sea to spark?
Let me look. Yes. Wherever their long tendrils touch the clouds spark and crackle, and occasionally some stunned skyfish drift up out of the clouds, are snatched up by the tentacles and brought up to some sort of mouth on the underside.
That's just frightening.
So now that they're close, the ship's close enough, I'm like, see that thing? That'll hurt you bad if you touch it.
See?
Sense. Feel.
Sense. Sense. Cloud. Sense. Fish.
It's a not cloud coming.
Food.
It's the not cloud coming.
Uh-oh.
Not cloud? Where?
Not cloud. Again, I point towards it.
The jelly ship is unresponsive.
I think your effect on them has been kind of minimal, Quinn.
Yeah, but I'm just.
Well-
I have plenty of time. I'm just trying to prevent them from attacking the ship when it gets there.
I don't think that's going to be an option.
Do you want to take any kind of defensive action or steer away from them?
Do I know anything about what jellyfish don't like?
So make an insight willpower roll to recall some Sampang legends and gossip about jelly ships.
An insight willpower?
Yep.
Okay, 2d8, d10. Add them together
Yep.
for a total of 10.
Okay. A jelly ship is a massive translucent sky organism that drifts along ley line currents, typically, in seasonal migrations. The bell is the size of a small island, and it trails filament curtains down into the cloud sea. And it uses the difference in electrical charge to create shocking lightning effects in the cloud below to stun skyfish and anything else that gets in their way, which they then eat. Skyfolk consider them an omen and an opportunity. Those filaments can be harvested, but it's very, very dangerous. And it produces a very Erion-rich silk if you can manage to sever the tentacles. Touching the wrong one, though, that gets you electrocuted, can overload your nervous system, or even erase parts of your memory as it electrifies your brain. Some sages in Sampang believe that the jelly ships are the sensory organs of one of the many gods. Most people just call them sky floaters and hope that they don't come across them, because they like to nom on anything and everything that they can.
That's kind of where I'm at right now.
Can I start drawing on the wellspring of the air around me and create a breeze to just push them away from the ship so they'll be on a different course?
Smart thinking. All right, spend the magic points and make a magic roll.
Excuse me. 15 and points. So just
Okay.
have the current pushing.
Yeah, so you concentrate for a few moments, draw on the power of the air all around you, and summon up a strong wind, which blows them away from their course, knocking them off the track of the ley line. They gradually drift out of the way and are pushed off course from the ship. If you get back on board quick and everyone flies quickly before the wind dies down, you should be able to get past them.
I do.
Okay. Can I have another piloting roll from Devlin, please?
Total of 9.
Okay, no problem. You manage to rev at the engine, even though the ship is weighed down by the other engine that you're carrying, and you manage to sail on around where the jelly ships are headed. Eventually the wind dies down and they slowly, gradually drift back onto the ley line and carry on their merry way. Alright. Make another travel roll and another piloting roll. So that should be D10 for the travel and a piloting roll.
Nine.
What do you mean, no? Make the roll, damn you.
9.
Nietko.
Okay. All right. You should get to the whale at the end of this roll, so I guess that takes care of any encounter that would happen anyway. So... Where's the stat block gone? Damn you. Alright. It's around lunchtime. T-shirt, you had enough time to find 3 sets of ingredients.
Yay!
If you want to determine those now.
I shall. It's my random ingredients. Okay, so let's see. So 1 bitter, 1 sour, and 1 umami.
Udomi umami?
No.
Alright. So yeah, it's about lunchtime. People are being dished out their bowls of food. You haven't had to resort to the whale blubber yet, so not too much of
Thankfully.
a problem. Suddenly you hear a cry from the prow of the ship. Whale! There it is! Straight ahead! Vok turns from the prow, spittle and froth at his mouth. Ah! After her! Well?
Sorry. Yeah. So Devin calls out. All right, all hands on deck. We've got a whale to go after. Captain Vok, head to the bow to see if that is the very beast you're looking for.
I know it. It is. It is. She ain't far. Follow that whale.
Maybe you shouldn't do that voice anymore.
I don't think I should. Ugh. All right, no more silly voices. All right, what is the plan then?
The plan is we get everyone to man positions on board the ship. We get close. We harpoon it, and we reel ourselves in.
Okay, sounds good. Let me just grab
Not a great plan, but it's a plan.
the plan. Okay, there's the stats for your ship. And excuse me. And there's the stats for the whale. Yeah.
I'm going to take up position on the ship on the side that the whale's on.
Yep. Okay, this whale counts as a villain, so you each get 1 Fabula point.
Yay!
Back up to 5.
Can you make a piloting roll to catch up to the whale, please?
Gladly. 8 and 4 for 12.
Okay. The whale rolled poorly. Alright, you crank up the engines, the crew let out full sail and ready the guns. The ship lurches forward, though it is still a bit sluggish with the cargo hold full of that old engine. Now you rapidly close on the whale. The rest of you looking over the sides or out of the portholes or over the side of the deck can see this enormous, great sky leviathan of a whale. Plain white, covered in scar tissue, but it seems to be trying to fly away from you, but you are too fast for it, even in your encumbered state. I guess that means combat, so... Switch to that.
So it's not acting aggressive at all?
Not so far. Can we have an initiative roll, please? So, I will roll for the ship. You all roll for yourselves. Initiative difficulty is 10.
This rolls for everybody, right?
Everybody rolls,
Yeah.
and each
Okay.
success that you get increases the initiative roll for the ship.
And of course, I rolled a 3. So I'm not
How
helping
many
you.
Fabula points? Well, you could spend Fabula points.
On a reroll for initiative?
Don't
No!
have to. How many people succeeded?
I got 2 6s.
14.
Okay.
Roll.
13.
14 for me.
Not sure what that does
Alright.
on.
Your side gets initiative. Someone rolled a critical?
Yeah, I did. 2 6s.
Okay, so you can create an opportunity. You can either give someone's next check advantage. You can afflict the whale with dazed, shaken, slow, or weak. You can increase or decrease a bond.
Let's make him weak.
You can get some information about the whale.
I like that better.
Okay, so you can spot a useful clue or detail, or discover one vulnerability or one trait of the whale.
Vulnerability.
All right. It is vulnerable to lightning damage, bolt damage. Right, and you guys get to go first. All right, so the ship swings around and comes in hard towards the whale, which is just skimming through the cloud sea below you.
Do we get to go first?
You get to go first, so
Okay.
what do you want to do?
If you guys want to let me go first, I'll set something up to help everybody.
Oh, sure. What you got in mind?
I'll cast arrow hex, so all fire and bolt damage is doubled, or is +5, and then that can be doubled by the vulnerability. So now we just got to do bolt damage to it.
So you make a few arcane hand gestures and point towards the whale, and it is cursed. And it's go. Is there such a thing as a full defense action? Ah, there is. Guard, isn't it? All right. It twists and dives towards a big patch of darker cloud and rolls so its belly is upward. There's a whole bunch of sky barnacles all down its belly, which look like they could act as some sort of armor. All right, who wants to go next?
Well, might as well pull my hand and see what I can do here.
Well, I guess while you do that, if you want to go next after me, then I could get us in close so people could actually get some attacks off. So, piloting.
Yep.
7 and 3 for 10.
Okay. What are you trying to do?
Obviously trying to pull in closer to get into an advantageous position.
Okay. How can I reflect that in the rules? You rolled 10, right?
Right. Maybe I try to go down into the clouds to try and get past that defensive barnacle barrier.
Just get closer to it, yeah.
Yeah. So you dive downwards into the clouds, and that should help bypass the armor that's presented to the ship because you're now alongside it rather than above it. And you're still keeping pace with it. So you delve into the dark cloud, instantly hit with heavy mist. Water droplets cover everything. And you see one enormous whale eye sort of swivel over to look at you. Right, so it's go.
It uses blink.
It uses fluke slam
No.
against the ship. So that is might and dex. Dex is not so good, being a big slow beastie. Difficulty to hit the ship is quite high, actually. It's not enough. You're able to twist the ship out of the way as it sort of rolls ponderously through the cloud and flaps down one enormous flipper, nearly hitting you, but not quite. All right, who's up next?
Well, as the flipper strikes at us, I'm going to take a swing at it.
Parry the flip. All right, go for it. Make your attack roll.
Parry this, casual.
You only need a 6 to hit.
Okay, I got a 13.
Sorry, 8 to hit. All right, well, that's a hit. How much damage do you do?
That is 13.
13. Okay. All right. You slash across the back of the fluke as it just narrowly misses the ship, and that very familiar smell of whale blubber comes off it, and whale blood and oil as well. Yeah, but tis but a scratch to such a gargantuan beastie. Right. It has no more goes, so whoever else wants to do whatever else, you may.
Okay, well, it's my turn, I suppose, so I'm going to whip up, salty plus bitter. And, let's see. Nobody's actually been hurt. None of our people have been hurt in this fight.
No.
And who is in close combat with it? Anybody?
Zarin.
Zarin! Okay, so I feed you a salty plus bitter delicacy, which, lets you recover 40 mind points, and you treat your might as if it was one die size higher, up to a maximum of D12 until the end of your next turn.
Woohoo! D12.
Yep. So here, try this. I'm shove it in your mouth, and you're like,
Tasty mussels. Yeah, maybe it's spinach.
And then I'm going to mulligan some cards out. So let me see. I'm going to get rid of these two.
So who else wants to go?
Should be just June.
Devlin went. Quinn went. Yeah, it's just June.
Oh, okay. So I will
Try to do bolt damage.
Yeah, I'll do bolt damage. Actually, I think I can do that just using elemental weapon. So I'm going to cast elemental weapon on my blade of finality, and 10 points for that. 2 total left. And let's see. Until the spell ends, all damage dealt by the weapon becomes of the chosen damage type. Okay. So, roll. That is will plus X. 8 plus 8. $14.
That's a hit.
It's
So how much
double.
damage do you do?
It's 7 and 7, so I think I crit in.
What does the curse do? Adds more to the damage as well?
Yeah, so that's 5 more to his damage,
So that becomes 38 damage.
and then it doubles, right?
Yeah.
Because he's vulnerable. That's why we picked that.
All right.
So,
You-
so 22 damage plus the additional. Because it was 22 with the regular sword. And then all that.
Okay. And then
it's-
plus 15.
And it's
So
critical.
37.
Well, no, it's 14 or 7 plus 15. That's 22. And then
Right.
5 for me.
and the bonus damage from the bolt.
So 27, then times 2.
Okay. So 54 damage.
Nice.
All right. You draw your sword, charge it with elemental energy, and as the fluke withdraws, you slash out at it and carve a great electrical cut all the way across it. Lightning scarring flashes out in all directions, mapping the creature's nerves in its flipper, and that gigantic eye blinks in pain, and a loud sort of "hoo" noise comes out of the thing. Has everyone gone?
Yep.
New turn, and you guys had initiative, so who wants to go first?
If you guys let, I'll go and do a hex it again.
Go ahead, hex it.
All right. So I fly up in front of it, though, where its mouth is, because I want to try to get it to open its mouth as the thing is in front of it, as I'm in front of it. And I hex it while I'm there. So now there's plus 10 damage on it. Just another 5 more.
Right. It breathes in deeply, drawing in a whole bunch of mist from the clouds around it, and then lets out an enormous, loud, deep sound that seems to vibrate all your organs inside your chest cavity. So that's magic points. Yeah. That is might and willpower. All right, if 13 beats your magical defense,
It does.
take 19 health points of damage.
Sucks.
And you are dazed, so reduce your insight die type by 1 until
Yeah.
you can get that sorted.
Yeah, I got it.
Did everyone get hurt? Anyone get hurt?
What was
I
the defense that I need to?
13. If your magical defense
It
is
definitely hits me.
Oh, so it affects
Yeah.
everybody. I
It
thought
hit me too, for sure.
Yeah.
Hit me.
Damage?
19
19.
Ow!
plus dazed.
But it lets out this enormous, deep sound like one of Django Fett's space mines going off. Yeah. And rattles all your organs inside your body. You're sort of knocked around a bit, partially stunned. Yeah. Nosebleeds, ear bleeds, cough up a little mouthful of blood. And then it rolls over and keeps swimming as fast as it can. Who wants to go next?
Should get June to hit it now that it's got the double bolt on it.
I will do so. So hit it with bolt again.
Is that only melee attacks, or can you do it at range?
Anything.
It's only melee with the elemental weapon, but no, it looks like I can only do the weapon attack, just a straight melee attack with my sword.
So how are you going to get in melee range with a flying whale?
Quinn, can you carry me?
I'd look at Drakon and have Drakon go throw her over there.
If someone spends a Fabula point, I'll allow it.
I could do that. We could say it's part of me just.
Well, should be me or June.
Oh, fair enough.
Do you have
You-
more?
I'll spend it.
Okay, because I only have 5. If you
That's
have
fine. That's fine.
more,
All right. You sort of gesture frustratedly towards the whale. Then Dracon grabs you by the shoulders, and you sort of dangle underneath him as you're swept out towards the whale, close enough to make an attack. Go for it.
And I spend another 10 mind points to do an elemental attack of bolt damage.
Yep.
Let's do this. Gotta mute myself, sorry. $15.
Okay, that's a hit. What's the damage?
8 plus 15, 23 damage.
Plus 10, and then it's doubled.
Okay.
So 23 becomes 33, becomes 66.
66. Yeah. All right. The whale does not look very well. So dangling from underneath Dracon as he sort of sweeps over the back of this enormous whale, Jun holds up his sword. Lightning crackles out of the dark clouds all around, in all directions. The lightning strikes the sword, and then Jun digs down with the sword and carves a great scar along the whale's pale back. It roars in agony and lets out another pulse of energy. All right. If 10 beats your magical defense, take 16 health of damage.
Okay, 16.
If 10 is your magical defense?
Yeah.
My magical defense is 10, so taking what, 16 more damage?
16 more damage.
Okay. Can't wait till my turn.
So there's another loud noise from the whale. The air visibly shifts, and the sound wave pulses through all of you.
I've hit Crisis, but I don't think there's any rules for that for my character right now.
Yeah, I hit Crisis too. But...
Yeah, it just means ouch if you don't have any special things that take effect. All right, everyone else's go now.
I have a question. Can I spend inventory points to pull out like a basic weapon or something?
You pull up those crystals.
Yes, in theory.
You can pull up those crystals that do 10 damage each.
Well, no, I was gonna pull a crossbow out of my pack, or a short bow out of my pack.
Yeah, as long as it's the absolute most basic version.
Yeah, it's just the basic weapon.
I'll let you do that.
The Dex HR 8.
Yeah, let me just find it. I mean, strictly speaking, it's not part of the rules, but what fun is that? Shield.
I mean, it stands to reason that on the ship we might have an extra crossbow rounds.
Crossbow.
Well, I was thinking shortbow. Shortbow's better for me.
Shortbow, okay. Crossbow would be cheaper in terms of points. How many inventory points do you have?
I have 6.
Okay, all of them, and you can have either of those bows.
Okay. All right. Take my shot.
Yeah.
That's an 8. Does that hit?
8 hits.
Okay, so that is a whopping 12 points.
Okay. The bolt hits close to the creature's eye as it blinks a couple of times, and enormous tears start to well up in the eye as it tries to dislodge this bolt. Who else?
I'm going. So, okay, I'm going to hurriedly whip up a salty and umami flavored dish and feed everybody. And you can all recover from the weak status effect if you had it on you, and everybody who gets this delicacy also recovers 40 hit points.
Yay!
We need to come up with some rationalization for how this works. It's basically magic food, isn't it?
It's basically magic food, yes.
It,
Like I
finds
throw
its
it at
own way into your
people.
mouth. T-shirt, does it find its own way into your mouth?
It doesn't explain how it works.
I picture it like in a JRPG where you throw the potion at an ally and they just get better.
Yeah, basically. It's like, yeah, you're covered in spaghetti and linguine or whatever, but you're feeling better. So.
I don't like the idea of it like feeding itself to you, because you might wake up one night and there's a bunch of ramen climbing up your chest and pushing needles into your nose. And
Well,
That's exactly what I picture. It's flying through the air and just sort of like going into your mouth and like. Whoop.
I guess
mean,
it just flies out in all directions, turns into energy magic of some kind, and then pours down into you.
yeah. I mean, but I figured everybody could use 40 hit points, so.
Yeah. All right,
That's-
so that just leaves who? Anyone?
Oh, and I'm going to mulligan out a couple of my cards.
Okay. Did Devlin go this
Steve.
turn?
No, not yet. I guess the most he could do is just kind of keep up with it and basically, tell whoever's on the harpoon to fire and latch us on. So he's gonna dish out orders.
Okay. So your vengeance-fueled captain, who is supposed to want to kill this beast, he's manning the harpoon cannon, and yet he doesn't fire.
What the hell's wrong with him?
Vok!
There's a sudden uprush of air that practically tears the sails from your masts and causes the ship to buck and twist around. Some no-name NPC falls off the side of the ship into the void. The whale you've been fighting, bleeding from its many wounds, is also blown away to the side. The skies grow impossibly dark as a gigantic mouth lunges up out of the abyss below you and then snaps shut.
You mean something just showed up and ate the whale?
No, it ate you.
There's always a bigger fish.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
And in the sudden darkness, you hear Vok shouting, "Ha ha! I knew that'd bring you out, you old bastard!"
Such devastation.
Okay, I'm going to throw this fucker overboard. Let me get a chance.
Alright. For a long moment, there's just the dark and strange noises all around you. 1 second here. And then, in the midst of the darkness, as your ship is buffeted and bounces against the sides of what you take to be the creature's gullet, eventually you enter calmer skies of warm, damp air. Every minute or so, there is a slow, loud double thump, a heart somewhere beating. There's an acrid smell to the air. But down below you, you can see a few lights.
Grim,
Small, warm lights. Yes?
can I ask what me and June saw? Because we were in front of and on top of the whale that got blown away.
You saw pretty much the same thing, and you were snapped in the same bite.
So it didn't take in the other whale?
The other whale seems to have been buffeted away.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Well, I think we're gonna have to go and have a little word with the good Captain Vok.
Okay.
You think?
One of the other crew takes the wheel and holds her steady for the time being. Though it's hard to keep the ship in position because this true Leviathan that snatched you up, this god whale or whatever the hell it is, it's obviously still swimming through the air, and then you're kind of moving along with it. It's very confusing for the poor lad, but he does his best. We march out on deck. Vok is sat on the deck, leant up against the harpoon cannon, laughing maniacally to himself and taking drinks from a hip flask.
I think we have to have a word, Captain, about what you've gone and gotten my ship into.
We're in the beast, but we weren't bitten, we weren't crushed. This is what I wanted. Now we can kill it from the inside where it's weak.
But isn't it just as tough on the inside as it is on the outside?
Are you? Is a snail?
I've never had anything try to claw its way out of my body, so I couldn't honestly say, but...
June just starts walking deeper into the whale to find the heart of the whale.
Well, currently you're dangling under Dracon, so...
Oh, never mind.
I hate to say it, but he's got a bit of a point there. You better have this money.
Of course. It's safe with my broker. Back on the drift. But more importantly, what I do have is this. And he unscrews his peg leg and drops out a device of some kind. It glows and pulses with barely contained magic. A masterwork from the Boom Boom Guild. If we put this near some vital organ, it should kill the beast.
Well,
We
should
agreed
find
to do
some
this
kind of
job.
heart? June shouts from high up. Should we find some kind of heart and drop the bomb near it or something? Just echoing through the interior of the whale.
No, Dracon probably flies you back to the ship and sets you down.
Okay, cool. But I say that regardless.
So, you'll still get paid and you'll still got everything I have to me name. But we need to put this somewhere as it can do the most damage and destroy this abomination.
Well, I think for this we're going to need someone who knows anatomy. We need a doctor.
Spend a fabulous point. A doctor appears.
I just happen to have a doctor in my knapsack. You probably have an NPC sawbones of some description.
Yeah.
You can't set to sky without a ship's doctor.
You want me to spend a fabulous point?
Spend a fabulous point.
Yay, I'm down to 7.
Only 7.
Only 7. Oh, you think I made it fabulous points?
All
right.
I want to reach out and feel what well springs are in this thing of elemental power.
Is it just the main elements, isn't it?
It could be any of 2 different well springs from the game. So there's air, earth, fire, lightning, and water.
Air and water well springs are to hand when you're inside the Leviathan.
And then fire from Dracon, right?
Yeah.
Is there a way to examine this thing to see if we can figure out what it might be vulnerable to?
It's vast and it's dark in here at the moment, though you can still see these little lights down below you.
Well, I'll fly down with Drakon and take a look around, because he can light up the way for me.
Okay. I'll come back to you in a sec then, because it's going to take you a minute to fly down. So the doctor is brought up from below decks. He's an old sot who likes to drink too much and is a bit too eager to cut limbs off, but he knows his stuff mostly. Yes, acting captain, Gru. How can I help? I can't. Well, I should go back to my cabinet of medicinal alcohols then, and I'll see you later.
I think he's just didn't hear you.
Captain, the crew fetched me. Do you require my medical advice?
He's talking to you, Devlin.
Yes. Sorry, I'm
He's not paying attention.
No, I'm good now. I'm good now. Sorry, had to deal with the family thing. So, we seem to have found ourselves inside the belly of a whale, and, well, in order to get out, we're going to have to, blow ourselves out and take the damn beast with us.
Yeah, I see. Well, I see two potential ways out. One perhaps more palatable than the other.
You better not be thinking what I'm thinking.
Well, we can either evacuate one way or the other, as either vomitus or scat.
Oh, that's really what I wanted to do, is go out the asshole.
There are certain treatments, medicinal things, herbs, and so on, which can cause a violent eruption from either end.
Perhaps Devlin stops and he turns to Aniel about a food poisoning.
Do you happen to have any prunes?
Sure.
What?
I was referring to you. I said food poisoning.
Exactly. What would you like me to try to food poison him with? So far, everything I make is medicinal.
Surely you must have some old food you throw out.
My kitchen is exquisite.
Yes, and even your food must have an expiration date on it.
What?
Couldn't you perhaps deliberately make some bad food?
I mean, I'll have to sit here and try combinations to see what I could possibly come up with magically, but...
Yeah, I don't know, we could test it on the boy.
I mean, why not? I mean, Quinn is kind of my cook's assistant, so...
Yeah, what better way to learn what constitutes good food than by experiencing the bad?
At last, the hardest challenge our cook has had to come across, making a bad dish.
Making a bad dish, yeah, because just about everything I make is like something that recovers and helps you and makes you. I mean, like the only thing I have that's bad is one of them gives you a weak status effect and deals 20 fire damage.
Though we may perhaps have another issue. A creature this vast, a meal on our scale is like a grain of rice to the beast. We need ingredients, sir.
I have lots of ingredients.
I think we need more. And we need the right ingredients. Things that will encourage the creature to swab the poop deck, so to speak, or to issue forth from the other end.
Perhaps instead of that, we could exit the ocular cavities.
Where's the fun in that? Meanwhile, Meanwhile, Quinn dives down out of the velvety, moist darkness and approaches the lights, and they rapidly resolve into a bunch of guttering lanterns with a sort of oily yellow light off them. You see a ramshackle sort of platform has been cobbled together from wrecked ships, and there's maybe 100, maybe 200 people on the mismatched decks of these ships, looking up at you and pointing.
Fly down towards them.
All of them have broad-brimmed hats made of canvas or leather or other materials scavenged from the ships. They wear a mixed sort of mishmash of clothing. Some of it looks quite old, really very old, even. One of them steps forward. You new? Got swallowed?
Yeah, we were. Some weird guy made us come and hunt the whale, and then we went after that whale, but then the other whale swallowed us. I don't really know what's going on, but what are you doing here? You look like you're not having a good time.
Another person from the crowd pushes forward and pulls down the cloth he's got covering his mouth and says, Vok? Did Vok tell you?
Yeah, the squid, the like, yeah, him.
Squid dude.
That fucking dung beetle got us eaten.
Oh, he got us eaten too.
Seems to be a bit of a problem he has.
So, how long has it been for them?
You guys been here a long time? Like, you need help getting out?
We've tried lots of ways to get out, and no one's made it as of yet. But if your people have a plan, then we'd like to hear it. Admiral Vol runs the place here, Marrow Point, we call it. Keep ourselves afloat in the creature's stomach juices and get by as best we can. Yeah, it eats a lot of fish and a lot of other things, so we scrape by alive. It's not much, but we're alive.
All right.
If you've got a ship, yeah, bring her down, dock her with the rest of us, and we'll take your crew to see the admiral.
How about I get someone to come with me and go see them up there? I don't know if they want to make the ship come down into this.
All right. So yeah, they have a quick discussion. Decide it's best not to send one of Vok's old crew up. And instead, number one, the Admiral's first mate, volunteers.
Hey, mister, you're not scared of dragons, are you?
Dragons? No.
Drakon, go get them.
Okay. When it's one thing to be scared or not of dragons, but when one is barreling towards you and grabbing you to carry you into the sky, that's a different matter. So, yeah, he starts a bit, but then he's grabbed and lifted up and he calls over to you. Is his grip good?
Oh, yeah. He can tear a person clean in half if he wants to.
Very reassuring.
And then we start flying up.
All right. And in the midst of your conversations with the doctor, Quinn arrives back with a stranger. Stranger's an odd fellow. He looks a bit sort of gaunt, jaundiced, maybe. When he smiles, his teeth are black. He wears mismatched clothing, including mismatched boots, and the heel on one side is worn down much more than the heel on the other, so he hobbles a bit when he moves. But he calls out to you as he's dropped down. Ahoy there!
Oh!
Devlin, this guy needs to talk to you. They got a whole bunch of guys down there. I didn't think you want to make the ship go down there. They're floating in stomach gut stuff.
All right. He looks back to the crew. All right, belay the purging of the bathrooms.
I think I might have finally come up with something that might work. Maybe.
Do tell. You actually learned a bad recipe?
Oh, yeah, if you combine bitter and salty ingredients, each delicate or the target suffers from the slow status effect, and they're dealt 20 poison damage.
But that's the problem. We don't need them slowed. We don't need the bowels slowed down further.
Well, it's like a DOT thing where you can throw it on the enemy, and then they're slowed down, and then they die slowly. And
Yeah. I know that the cooking is cool, but can we like talk to this guy instead of worrying about poop?
There's always time to worry about poop.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about poop.
For God's sake, look at what's on the ship. There's like a poop deck right there. We were completing it a couple of weeks ago.
I'm gonna have Drakon poop in somebody's bed if they don't be quiet.
And dragon poop is no joke.
Fine. Let's get back to the business of the day.
I'm Vol, first mate to the Admiral down at Marrow Point. We've been surviving here a long time. Every so often another crew gets swallowed up. We try to rescue them before they get digested and keep life going down here.
how is it you guys don't get digested?
We stay out of the juices and we keep on building up our island. And there are other things alive in here. They don't seem to get digested, so we make use of them when we can.
Other things you say.
Aye. Parasites.
Yeah, that tracks. The name's Devlin.
Devlin, number 1.
Captain of this here ship, the Veilstrom.
It's a fine vessel. Seems very intact. You are lucky.
Yes, well, it's a quite bit of fortune considering where we're at. Tell me, do many other ships make it in here?
Not many, not intact. Looks like your ship was small and nimble enough not to catch the sides. The Admiral would love to meet you, I'm sure. He can tell you anything you want to know about this beast's belly that we're in.
I suppose we'll have to put together a little offshore travels off the ship.
I saw you've got another ship attached, or a sort of junk, or a floating restaurant or something. You could put some people on that and bring it down.
There's an idea. Tell me, are you hungry?
Yes. You got any fruit or vegetables?
Got lots of noodles.
Yes, we do.
Wheat noodles?
Well,
Bread.
all kinds. Buckwheat, rice, whatever.
Yeah, and anything that ain't whale guts scraped from the inside of this thing's body, or fish that's been swallowed down. Anything other than that, I'm game.
I'd say it sounds like you've been eating some very gamey food for quite some time.
Aye, we mine flesh from the inside of the beast to keep us fed when things are a bit scarce, and then when he swallows a wreck, we can usually find some rations in there, but it's not a lot. It's hard to get by, and if you dig too deep into the side of the beast, then these things come out of it and eat us.
Things you say? Ooh. Like platelets?
What? Plates? No.
The blood.
stuff in the blood, yeah. If we bite too deep into the flesh, then these big, blobby things well up out of the wound and eat anybody near to it.
Sounds to me like it's the natural defenses kicking in.
The doctor is listening intently to all this. Oh, well, it could be an imbalance of the humours created by allowing too much blood to come out. So other humours move in to try and compensate. Phlegm, perhaps.
Still, it's something we should probably investigate.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we're gonna blow our way out of here, then we gotta make sure we know what's going on.
What? Says number one. Blow your way out of here? What? We've tried cannons. That didn't help.
Oh, let's just say we may or may not have something up our sleeves.
Well, just so you know, we've tried cannons, we've tried magic, we've tried burrowing out of the creature, just taking away enough flesh each time without these blobs turning up to eat us. Nothing's worked in a long time. But anyway, the Admiral can fill you in on the rest. It's not really my place to speak.
Right, I think we should probably see to that meeting with the Admiral. Who's gonna take along?
Oh, why not?
Sure, let's go.
Okay.
I'll go in case there's an issue with the disposition of the crew when they hear Valk's here.
Yeah.
It isn't fun too, so we just have a full group going. This Quinn's gonna be on his own here.
Damn it. Ah, there we are. All right. Unless you're taking any special precautions or anything, I'll assume you pile on to Neil's restaurant vessel.
Yes.
Which I guess acts as a launch for the ship now.
Well, basically, I mean, it does float, so.
Yeah. It's not exactly a high performance vehicle, but it'll do the job.
Hey, it looks like a steakhouse, but it handles like a bistro.
All right. Piling on board, you drift down out of the dark skies of the beast's belly and down towards Marrow Point. Yeah, it's a little island sort of scrabbled together from whatever ship remnants and so on they've managed to cobble together. And it seems to float in the middle of this vast, stomachy lake. Occasionally, acidic vapors waft off from the stomach juices, and there's a constant smell of bile and digesting food and so on. Number one pulls up his kerchief over his mouth and nose as you descend.
Ugh.
You get used to it, kind of.
Don't want to be here long enough to get used to it.
Might have no choice there. As you descend lower, you see that the place is built up into sort of ramshackle buildings, little better than shacks, most of them, or cabins. Some of them are just cabins literally ripped out of ships and piled up here. A small crowd has turned out to watch you. It looks like their community may have as many as a couple of hundred people in it. Number one steps down off the gangplank. Make way, we're going to see the Admiral. The people stand aside, but it's clear they're all very curious about the newcomers. And they're calling out things to you like, is it true your ship's in one piece? Still skyworthy? Did you bring any apples?
Yeah, I probably have some in here. I have to have something that's sweet.
Any spare clothes? Do you know a way out? How'd you get in here? Yeah, lots of people calling out to you the whole way along. At the rear of their little island is the rusted hulk of a more modern, up-to-date ship. It's the rear half of it, slightly more intact. It's been repaired a bit. There are a couple of tall, burly men with pistols and daggers in their belts. They crank open a metal door and usher you inside.
Grim?
Inside, yeah.
While these guys are doing that, Quinn stayed up on top. I'd like to scrape a piece from the side of the Leviathan and do a ritual to, like commune with the flesh of the Leviathan to see where its organs are and its heart and all that, to get an understanding of how it's actually formed.
Okay. Can you make a ritual magic roll, please?
Mm-hmm.
It's probably insight plus willpower.
It is.
Unfortunately, this character doesn't do rituals. That was my other character.
So,
Which style of magic does Quinn do? It's elementalism, isn't it?
Ritualism.
But which form of ritualism?
No, the ritualism one. From the ritualism discipline is the one I'm using, because it's the chimerous magic I'm using.
Okay.
Which is involving animals.
Yeah.
Because he's got a couple different stuff you can do. So
yeah, you can either use insight, willpower, or might and willpower.
No, it's insight. I was using insight and willpower.
Okay.
17.
Okay, that should give you quite a lot of information. Right, so what did you want to try and learn about it? It's sort of general layout, where its major organs were.
Yeah, the biology of it, like how's it laid out, how's its organs, where's its brain, where's its heart, that kind of stuff. And then I'll sit with some, doing a kid's version of, just drawing the stuff out, right?
Yeah.
That's here as I do my ritual. So I get a set of blueprints, basically, of the inside of this thing.
Yeah. Well, mouth that end, pooper that end. It has 2 hearts, one at the front, one at the rear. Its bones are infused with Aerion that helps it fly. And it also has flight bladders, great big, bladders, filled with lighter-than-air gas all along its sides.
Okay. Once I get all the maps done, or all the diagrams done, I'll bring them to these guys.
Okay. Yeah, so it's accurate, but a child's drawing.
Yep.
Not necessarily particularly well executed. But yeah, you can sit in a corner doing that while they negotiate with the Admiral.
Well, I will go back on the ship, so.
Okay. When they come back, then. So in here is the Admiral's cabin. Here, the light is better quality. They must be using refined oil or magic in order to light the way. There are very, very worn carpets, but there are carpets, at least. There's a little bit of relief from the damp warmth that's omnipresent outside. The Admiral himself is a man from the Shogunate. His clothing matches, unlike just about everyone else's, but it is simple enough. He gets up from his chair, and you see he's wearing like a crown of driftwood, and he flashes you a charming smile and walks down, thrusts out his hand towards Devlin, who he has assessed is probably the captain at the moment.
Devlin, of course, takes his hand, shakes it, like, you must be a man of high status around here. I can tell by the crown.
Admiral Vol. Yes, they chose me as their leader after the last captain met with an accident. Please come in, sit down. We don't have a lot to offer in the way of refreshments. but we've managed to refine some water. If you want something that doesn't taste like whale.
I think Devlin's gonna pull out a bottle of the wine he had procured from the monastery last time.
Wine? Ah, well, I am honored. I hope you have many other treasures to share with our little community. He sits back down in his throne, gestures to the various seats around. So, how the devil did you get here?
Oh, I suppose the same as many other person. We had to take in a job from this captain who had lost everything, wanting to seek this whale out, and well, he failed to disclose exactly how large of an undertaking this was.
Volk, right? An opter lost his crew. Some of them turned up here not so long ago.
The very same. So, what, did he get you too?
No. We were able to rescue some of them, but they definitely bear a grudge. I'd keep him well away from them if I were you.
Oh, they'll have to get in line once this is done, and once I've been paid for getting out of here.
Well, you might be stuck here. We've all dreamt of a way out, but we haven't managed to make any of our plans or schemes work as of yet. We don't.
I have an idea at last.
Oh.
How much money can we cobble together?
Money?
I'm actually talking to my people.
Okay. Well, I'm listening.
Seriously, how much money can we cobble together? Because I'm going to need a lot of money to make this work.
I have 220 zenit on
240.
You have 220. You have 240. You what?
I have 90.
90. That's not much.
Remember, we have 1,000 from before, minus the 100 that we already spent.
Okay, and you don't have any, do you?
Quinn? No, Quinn gave it all to you, remember?
Yeah, Quinn gave it all to me. So, sum total, we've got 1,730 zenit. Okay, so I have to do a project to make a special kind of meal, because that's literally what it says. It says, hold on a moment. Yeah, delicacies created through the cooking skill have an immediate effect and are then destroyed. If you want to prepare foods with unique effects and use them later, you must instead use the rules for projects. So looking at the rule for projects, I'm not sure how big of a potency we need, but the area is going to be obviously huge because this thing is huge. So that's ×4 on the multiplier. It's a consumable, so it's only a ×1 multiplier on that, so it's not that bad on that. But the big problem is the base cost, because if the base cost is really, really high, then I don't have enough zenit to be able to make it.
We don't much care about money, but if you have a plan that could set us all free, our meager resources are yours to command.
Great. How much money you got?
Hang on, I'm going to look up these projects. So we haven't really used those rules much yet.
Yeah, page 134, 135.
Okay. Describe the effect of the project, how it operates, what kind of energy it requires, and the specific benefits it provides. So, you want to make
kill a whale.
What, do you want to kill it, or do you want to make it throw you all up out of the whale?
I figure killing it will get us out of it just as easily.
Okay.
See, the problem is the potency, which is on 135. Is it if it's okay? Medium is like travel underwater, contain a spell, perform a specific operation in place, provide short-term energy. But major is fly, alter the nature of an area for a short time, cancel the effects of a spell. And then extreme is alter the nature of an area for a long time, contain the power of a demon, prevent a catastrophe, possess a full intelligence and personality. It's like,
Yeah. I think it's going to have to be extreme in potency because the creature is the area. So,
and if the creature is the area, so it's a huge creature.
yes.
So that's 32,000. Then actually it's times 5. So 5 times 8 is 40,000 in it.
Oh, hang on. All right, hang on. There's another way around this. Let me just do some figuring. All right, we could drop it down to a major effect, which is 400 Zenit. Okay. It's still a huge area, so that's times 4. And it is a consumable effect, which is times 5.
What's a consumable?
Yeah, but it has a permanent effect. That's the other way of figuring it.
So it remains available for multiple uses in different situations?
Well, no, we're using that as the route to say that it deals with the Leviathan.
Oh.
That's the other way of doing it. And if we do it the other way, that would be extreme size. Huge effect and consumable. Which is slightly cheaper. Okay. All right. You'll need 3,200 Zenit worth of materials.
How much?
3,200 Zenit worth of materials.
3,200, huh?
Yeah. How much did you have?
About 2,000.
We're short 1,470 Zenit.
Okay. So, let's see.
Well, the pirate captain owes you 2,000, doesn't he?
Yes,
Yeah,
but it's that we don't.
You don't have it.
Yeah, he doesn't have it on him.
Now, what can these scurvy lads provide for you? Where's this stat book gone? Okay. Says Vol, I can have a word with my people and I can see what we can scare up. So, let's see. It's level 11. It would be insight and willpower to persuade people.
Bao's got all the money. So.
Okay, that was terrible.
It's for being selfish.
Well, that's what that 1,000 minus the 100 he spent was from our last adventure.
We should probably make a Google Drive with all our characters and then keep it updated so we can steal some money away from battle.
Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
Okay. I thought it was right next to my face. My bad. I was saying.
Oh, the drive.
What?
You said Google Drive.
Yeah, we should have a Google Drive with all of our character sheets in them, so that if we want to steal some money from a PC, we can. We'll know how much they have on them. It's for the good of the group. It's not a big deal.
All right. If Vol sort of stamps his authority on this plan, he can get you another 1,000 zenith worth of materials that they've managed to scavenge, which still leaves you short by about 400, right?
470, yeah.
Okay. So Vol goes over his ledgers and sees how much stuff they have. And then he leans forward in his chair and says, all right, explain exactly this plan of yours to me.
Well, I'm going to take everybody's money, and I'm going to use my knowledge of cooking to melt down the properties of the Zenith into a special recipe designed to make the beast intolerably sick. But it's going to take a lot of money to do it because it's a great big beast. The nice thing is whatever's in Zenith naturally makes people ill.
I thought I told them all the yellow, orange, and the white color. I can see it.
You know, there's something to be said there about this, about the people who wind up very wealthy going rather crazy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Dragon.
It's probably gold and small amounts of magic, probably.
Mm-hmm. But I can whip it all up in my kitchen along with some special herbs and spices and other things.
Well,
we can make this thing vomit.
you can have whatever spices and medicines and other ingredients we have to offer as well, but sounds like it's not going to quite be enough. But I do have an idea for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're willing to listen, and if you're
I'm
willing
listening.
to undertake it yourselves. See, we don't catch everything that this beast swallows, right? Some of it gets dissolved in the stomach and digested, but other things, like metal, treasure, the bones of some hardy sky beasts, things like that, they carry on towards the exit. Now, we've banned people from heading back there. Too many people were crushed to death or came to sticky ends when the parasites got to them. But if you're brave enough to head there, well, you're not quite citizens yet. So we can bend the rules a bit. And if you head back there and explore, you might be able to find the rest of what you need. So what do you say?
So we've got to go digging around in a Leviathan's butthole to find gold.
It's the long and the short of it, yeah. But where there's muck, there's brass.
I mean, you know, we're coming out one way or the other, or we're dying here. So why not?
Well,
Any
jolly good.
objections?
Well,
Yes.
frankly, I don't care if there's any objections. I think we should go ahead with this plan.
I assume there's no gong farmers.
Well, occasionally we'll risk it for certain chemical ingredients that have their uses, gunpowder and the like. You understand?
Yep.
All right, I shall organize things up here at my end, and you should go and dig around, see what you can find.
Great.
Should
almost
warn
don't-
you. Should warn you though. There are things back there. These parasites.
Well, I'll pat Devlin on the back. You all have a good time. I'm going to stay over here. Obviously, I can't go because if something happens to me, then nobody can do this.
There were.
Wait. Well, I can't go. I'm the captain. But if,
Oh,
if
wow.
something should happen to me,
Well, I guess you'll just have to alternate someone to go in your place, just like I will.
That's what we agreed to initially, of course.
Like
I'll
that
go.
that nasty necromancer chick that we've got on board.
I'll go.
I'm trying to warn you there are parasites back there. Worms as thick as your leg and twice as long as a man, with a crown of teeth on them. They bite and they twist and they take away whole plugs of meat out of you.
Hey, Quinn.
They seem to prefer the taste of us to the taste of
Quinn's not there. He's on the ship.
You always got to make this hard on me, don't you, man?
They don't like fire, but it can be a bit dangerous to use that down in the guts. There's pockets of gas and all sorts. But be careful. They spray poison if you don't kill them quick.
Yep. Okay.
I know exactly why you're sending us there, so we can't use flame up damage.
Well,
all right.
I don't want to send Niall down there because even though he's got stuff that can make you resistant to poison or heal poison, it's the simple fact that if he dies down there, it's kind of like, Plus, we're going to have to make Quinn sit this one out so that he can go get Rowan.
Well, guys, unsurprisingly, I did not prepare a butt dungeon.
Yes.
You mean to tell me you didn't pull this out of your ass?
I didn't pull this out of my ass, and I want to do the Guts of the Leviathan justice. So,
of course, next week Bao will show up and he'll have enough money and be like, "Oh, look, I've got this already in hand."
Tough, too late. The quest has begun.
Yes.
So, and plus, I'm still having a few pain issues, so I would like to stop about now. Anyway,
that's fine.
That's
if
fine.
That's all right with everybody. So we shall pick up next time as you plumb the depths of the Leviathan's butt dungeon.
Plumb the depths of the anus.
I suppose last thing would it be appropriate for us to figure out any additional bonds in the meantime?
Yes, feel free to organize some bonds quickly, and then we should call it quits for tonight.
Sounds good to me.
And
I don't ever think.
Sorry, and we're going to sort out everyone's XP and make sure everyone's got the same next time. So,
I admire Zarin. He throws himself in battle for me. That's a nice thing.
He threw himself in front of me and saved me from damage. So of course I should naturally develop a bond with him. Assuming, of course, you're going to be sticking around for a while.
Oh, I plan on it.
All right.
Awesome. Fantastic. All right. Well, then we're done for tonight.
We get XP?
We get it next time after we finish the dungeon.
I think next time.
Thanks, June. Appreciate that.
Sorry, I just try to make things realistic. Sorry.
But look, we have to sort out everyone's XP so it's all even anyway. So
the easiest way to do Grim, the easiest way to do that is just make everyone 10th level and say, okay, start at 0 XP. 10th
that's
level
probably what we'll end up doing next time.
That's actually true,
yeah.
What I'm saying is that's the easiest way to do it, and then everyone get their characters adjusted before next week, and you're all set.
All right. Everyone and their secondary characters should all be level 10. Sort it out.
With 0 XP.
With 0 XP, and we'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching. We nearly hit 100 views.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. See you all. I will be back in the week with various videos, probably some reviews.
And Tuesday.
And there's Tuesday when we'll be doing Dungeons and Discussions on T-Shirts channel. Does anyone else have anything they want to shill or talk about quick?
No.
Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern on my channel for the Mech Pit Chat, where we talk robots and pop culture.
What's your channel called?
Ironcaster.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Yeah.
Fridays, 8 to 10 Central U.S. I am playing Fallout Tale of Two Wastelands on Pop Culture Minefields channel.
Ooh, cool.
Cool. All right. If you're watching on YouTube, check the links down below for games and stuff that I sell, various sites and other stuff. Sub here, sub over on my main channel, which is Postmortem Video, and we shall see you later. Night, all.
Bye.
Bye.
Waiting